Hi everyone, I'm back. Today I'm going to be doing a Hobbit cake, and this is for my nephew Markus. I have right here a 9 by 13 cake, and these are two cakes that I just stacked on top of each other, so it's already filled and crumb coated. Over here I have some of the pieces that I have for my cake. So these are just fences that I made out of the candy melts. And then I have right here the door for my Hobbit cake. And then these are just some little bricks. And then this is a Hobbit sign. And I just looked up the alphas on how to write that. And then these are just some rocks. And then right here I have the Hobbit house, and it's made out of Rice Krispie. And I basically just shaped it into looks like a half dome. So let me just show you how I put the cake together. Okay, so I'm just, again, putting frosting on the top of my cake. I don't want too much frosting on because I'm still gonna pipe on some grass and maybe some stones onto my cake, and so I don't want too much stuff on my cake. So I'm just gonna basically just push everything out to the side. Just make sure I get like a light crumb coat on the top of my cake is all I want. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and frost all the sides of my cake, and then I will come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'm done frosting my cake, and I'm not really concerned about making the sides smooth because I'm still going to pipe on some stones onto the sides of my cake.
Okay.
And then the top, I'm going to be piping on some grass. But before I do that, this is just the Hobbit house. And we made this last night. And I'm just going to go ahead and stick this on the cake and then do a crumb coat on this as well. So I think it's just going to be like that. Jason, quit it. That's Jason, my oldest, trying to be annoying. That's all. Okay, so let me just go ahead and get this crumb coated and then show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is what the cake looks like so far. So I did a thin crumb coat on the back of my dome here. And then the front, I put on a little bit thicker because I'm just going to go ahead and keep this white. And then I'm actually going to be piping on some grass on the top and on the back. And let me show you how I do that. Okay, so I thought that before I piped on the grass, I was gonna put my door together first. And so if you can see, I put my door on, and then I'm just starting to put these little bricks that I made out of fondant. And all I'm doing is I'm just taking some, or just one at a time, and then I'm just sticking it onto the cake. Just like that. And then I'm gonna go around and just fix any imperfections, and then also use maybe some buttercream to just trace and outline my door. And so I'll show you that when I'm done. Okay, so I'm done with my door, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and just start piping on my grass. And I'm gonna go ahead and do this all the way around my cake. And I'm also going to be doing the dome of my cake just like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and go all the way around my cake, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, so I'm done piping on the grass on my cake. It took about maybe 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and start piping on maybe some stones on my cake just on the side. And I just have two different shades of gray. I just use black coloring gel from Wilton. Let me show you how I do that. Okay, I have my gray color buttercream in just a Wilton piping bag, and there's no tip, and I just cut off the top. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just pipe on little stones. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything, and basically I'm just making it into any shape I want. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go back in, smooth it out, and then do my darker gray color. So So I'm just going to go ahead and do this all the way around my cake. And then I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done with this color. Okay, so I'm done with my gray. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my darker gray color. And I'm just going to go ahead and just cut in between here. Now I want little gaps in between because I'm still going to fill that in with a little bit of green buttercream. Just so it'll look like there's some grass showing. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and go all the way around my cake. And then I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, so this is what my cake looks like so far. You can see I went all the way around my cake to get the stone effect on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and just smooth it out a little bit with my spatula. So I don't want it too smooth, but then I just want to make sure that it's not poking out as much as it is right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and just try smoothing out some of my stones, and then I'll show you in a little bit what I do next. Okay, this is what it looks like so far. So if you can see, I smoothed it out a little bit so that it just wasn't bulging out as far as the stones on here. I'm going to take the same color grays that I have, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and just pipe on some piping stones in between my grass so that my grass is still showing too in between. Just like that. And then I'm also going to smooth it out. Just like that. And then I have some of my fondant rocks here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and place those on here really fast before I do anything else. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick these on my cake. I'll just put that one there. Just like that. And then that's what it looks like so far. I'm going to start putting on my fence and I'll show you in a little bit. Okay, so I started putting in my fence, and all I'm doing is I'm just taking this off from my wax paper and making sure I get the whole thing, and hopefully it doesn't break on me, but all I'm doing is I'm just sticking it into the cake like this. Just like that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and just repeat the process throughout the whole cake. And I didn't make any of my fences the same size or shape or anything because I wanted that imperfection of how it looked. And so I'm just going to go ahead and go all the way around my cake and then show you when I'm done. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. And I'm just going to go ahead and take my birthday sign. And I'm just going to go ahead and stick this onto the front of my cake. And this is just fondant too. So this is what my cake looks like. And so hopefully you guys like my tutorial on how I made this Hobbit cake. And if you like my video, go ahead and just give it a thumbs up. And if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and leave it down in the comments below. And subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, you guys.